and welcome to Tiger Stadium for tonight's football matchup between your Breckinridge County Tigers and the Mustangs of Muhlenberg County. I'm Jared Harned, and tonight I'm joined by making his broadcasting debut, Caden Coombs.
Hello.
Looks like the Tigers will soon be bursting through the banner made by the Lady Tiger cheerleaders. No inflatable tire tonight due to the inclement weather possibilities. So looks like they will be breaking through that tarp shortly. On the other end of the field, Muhlenberg County is already in their goal line and warming up, stretching. We've got about 3 minutes until kickoff. Looks like the cheerleaders are preparing for the Tigers. It's pretty tarp that they made our. I believe it says Tigers, or no, it says BCHS. I'm sorry. With 2 minutes and 35 seconds before kickoff, we'll face off against the Mustangs of Muhlenberg County, coming in tonight with a 1-6 record and 0-3 in the district. So their one win, it looks like, was a COVID cancellation to Fort Campbell. So losses to Hancock County, Hopkins County Central, McLean County, Ohio County, Grayson County, and the Red Devils of Owensboro. So the Mustangs coming in tonight without a played win. They do have one win, but like I said, it was a 1-0 quote-unquote win against Fort Campbell due to COVID. So it looks like the Tigers will be favored tonight. Hopefully they can cover the spread and come out here with the W.
If you can't tell already, the theme for tonight is Pink Out.
Looks like Breckinridge County should be favored tonight. Caden, what do you think about tonight's matchup?
I've heard that Muhlenberg County's defense is pretty stingy, very physical, and it'll be a tough matchup for us offensively.
I've heard that as well. That defense is led by defensive tackle Donovan McCoy, a senior. Also, their starting center on the basketball team, but he's a real good athlete. I believe he went to Muhlenberg North Middle School. Of course, those two middle schools used to be high schools, and they've recently congregated to become one down in, I believe, Central City. Caden, I believe it's by far the chilliest home game we've had to broadcast. It's getting
Kind of cold up
semi-cold, and here come the Tigers, once again led by Jonathan Walker and Kyron Watkins, both seniors. And there go the fireworks, usually put off by Dickie and Jenny Owen. We appreciate them doing that for us. Miss Owen, of course, a geometry teacher at the high school, and Dickie Owen head out there at Hardinsburg Tire, so we appreciate them doing that for us. We did have homecoming tonight. We were hoping to broadcast that game or broadcast that on the field, but that was moved to the middle school gymnasium. And it looks like we have received some unofficial winners. It looks like Elena Wright, Quentin Reinhardt, and Joseph and Isabel Grimes were our winners. Joseph and Isabel will be our king and queen due to their seniority.
Elena and Quentin Ronhart will be our prince and princess.
I believe they are both sophomores.
Yes, that is correct.
Right, getting ready for kickoff. Looks like it'll be Sydney Tucker doing the opening duties. Sydney does have a tendency to onside kick, so we'll look for that here. And if not, it looks like she'll be kicking it deep to number 15. And it is an onside, and it's bobbled. And it is picked up by the Mustangs and returned by number 2, Alex Revlett. And the defense for the Tigers will come onto the field, and it looks like Mustangs will take over about the 44-yard line. So unsettlingly close to midfield to start the game, but number two Revlett coming into the slot now. Looks like their quarterback is number we'll try to get a number on that. 16. A jet sweep to number 1, Braden Lovin.
Tackled by number 20, I believe, is Danny Jackson.
Danny Jackson, the senior. Number 16, I'm sorry, Canyon Johnson is the quarterback. It took me a minute to find it there because it looks like he has a different number for home and away jerseys. So when they play down in Central City, he is number 9, but tonight he's number 16. And he is their freshman quarterback. And I believe that should be a false start on number 3, John Putnam. I don't quite understand what the official call is. It looks like, to me, an obvious false start.
Let's see.
Looks like they've called a false start on the defense. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
I don't think that's a thing.
I'm not quite sure. I have seen the defensive line lining up in the neutral zone to cause a false start, and that's a common penalty in college football, but to me it looks like the outside receiver was the one who false started. And a handoff to number 2 again, and he's spun around and still up, and he's brought down by Jonathan Walker. So once again, Revlett on the carry. Junior Parker Davis also went on the tackle with Walker. So with 10 minutes remaining in the first quarter, it is Canyon Johnson and the Mustangs offense already with a first down.
Nope.
I'm sorry, the penalty did not give him a first down, so it looks like 3rd and 10 on the Breckinridge County 49. Johnson in the shotgun by himself. And it's an option. And he's going to keep it. And it looks like a hold will be called. And they should tackle him, but it's not going to matter because it's going to come back. It's going to be a hold and or block in the back on the looks like the Mustangs left tackle. Doesn't really matter which one of those calls are as it is because they're the same amount of yardage, but it's going to be one of those two. Should be 3rd and 20. Hold and block in the back. Holding is accepted. Block in the back is declined. And the scoreboard is not up to date, but I believe it'll be 3rd and 20. 15, I'm sorry. And surely the Mustangs will pass here. And it is indeed a pass. And almost brought in by Donovan McCoy. As I mentioned to earlier, senior. And looks like Mustangs punt team will come on. And as of right now, the Tigers do not have anyone deep to receive it. Looks like the Tigers will take it wherever it's downed. And it takes a Mustangs bounce down to the 25-yard line. So that's where Kyron Watkins and the Tigers offense will take over at their own 25-yard line.
What do you call for this first option on offense?
I heard Michael Johnson, the starting running back, is back tonight, so hopefully we can get him going early. I believe he's missed the last 2 games with a lower leg injury, and he is behind Watkins in the pistol, so hopefully we can get Michael Johnson in the ground game going early against that stout Mustangs defensive line. And it was like looks like a read pass option there called by Jeremy Bennett, and it'll lead to an incomplete pass. So it'll be 2nd and 10, still at the 25. The RPO play, commonly called in college and the NFL, made semi-famous by Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense recently, but don't see it very much in high school, but it looks like that was the play there from Jeremy Bennett. Watkins had the option to hand the ball off or throw it, and it's a pitch to Johnson, and he's got some room, and he spun around, and he'll be brought down, looks like the 34-yard line.
If I believe it'd be 3rd and 1, should be inches.
And they'll give him the Joe Bennett Backo first down. Fortunate spot for Michael Johnson, but nonetheless it'll be first down, and look to keep feeding him.
If I believe Michael Johnson had a stress fracture in his foot, if I were to be correct. Another handoff.
And another handoff to Johnson. That'll be by far another first down, and he's still going. He's got 1 man to beat, and he's pushed out of bounds, and that's a late hit. And doesn't look like it's going to be called, but looks like he was out of bounds by quite a bit when he was tackled. But either way, it's a big gain for Michael Johnson.
7 minutes to go in the first quarter.
And if I'm Brent Hoddle and Jeremy Bennett calling these plays for Tigers, I would think they would keep feeding Michael Johnson and running the ball. I wouldn't put too many passes in the air until they can show they can stop the run. And it's a run by Watkins, and it's blown dead before the fumble. It's going to be a big loss for Watkins. And Kyron Watkins getting the play call from a newly assistant coach, Luke Priest. He's most likely being relayed the plays from Jeremy Bennett in the booth. I believe Coach Bennett usually calls the plays from up here and relays them to former Tigers quarterback Luke Priest, as I believe this is his first year on the coaching staff. And that'll be a false start by the majority of the offensive line there. I think center for the Tigers got mixed up on the snap count. And I could be mistaken, but I believe that may be a new center for the Tigers. Looks like number 58, Keaton Sosh. I believe that is Keaton Sosh. I thought earlier in the season our starting center was number 60, Cole Nash.
Handoff to Johnson.
Another handoff by Johnson. And his helmet came off, and there's also a flag, so maybe a face mask or something of that sort. And Michael Johnson he thought he was going to have to come out of the game because it is a rule. If your helmet comes off, you have to come out of the game for at least one play. However, that rule is waived off if it is forced off, if the helmet is forced off by a defender. So the face mask was called, which means Johnson can stay on the field, and it'll be a first down for the Tigers. Once again in the pistol for Watkins with Johnson behind him. And James Spitzer goes in motion. And it's a handoff to Johnson. Spun around again, and he's still going. And a nice block by Evan Miller. And that'll be a touchdown. And
touchdown,
hard-earned run there by Michael Johnson. And he may buy his senior teammate Evan Miller some McDonald's after the game because that was a crucial block on the outside. And the fireworks go off again as the Tigers lead 6-0 with Sidney Tucker coming to kick. And the kick is blocked. And no kick recoveries in high school, so that'll be a dead ball, and the score will remain 6-0. And it looks like Michael Johnson taking a break here on the special teams, well-deserved. I had heard that conditioning may be a little bit of an issue for Johnson coming tonight because he has missed a lot of practice with that stress fracture. So I had heard some people in the football program were worried about his longevity to go into this game tonight due to his resting caused by that foot injury. So hopefully he can give us 3.5 more quarters of what he just now gave us on that drive.
Score is 6-0 with 5 minutes and 47 seconds to go.
And I believe if high school rules are the same as college, the clock will start as soon as it touches a Mustang. And another onside. And this one is received. It's like number 21 for the Mustangs. I'm sorry, that was number 11. Number 11. I'm trying to find number 11 on the roster. I do not see one as of right now. I'll keep looking. As number 16, Canyon Johnson, leads the Mustangs back out for their second drive, down by 6. And a trick play. And a stiff arm. And no call by the official. Looks like a hit from Watkins was close to being late, but nothing called there, so it'll still be a first down as the trick play to number 1, Braden Lovin, good for a first down. Johnson in the shotgun by himself with trips to his left. It's going to be a pass to his left, received by Lovin. And it looks like it's going to be a gain of about 6. And that'll be the first completion of the night for Kenyon Johnson. And Johnson in the shotgun again, this time with trips to his right. And it's going to be the same exact play to the same exact player. Looks like all 3 routes all three players in the trips ran the same exact route, and Johnson just threw it to Lovin again, but I believe that pass hit the ground before Lovin could bring it in, so it'll be 3rd and 3 from the Tigers' 42. And you got to think already down by 6, the Mustangs got to be thinking about going for it on 4th down. This probably should be 4th down territory. Obviously too far for a field goal unless they want to play the field position game with a punt. And it's a quarterback run, and he evades some Tigers. And a host of Tigers finally brought him back down. They had him in the backfield and let him slip through their arms. And that'll be an unfortunate 3rd down conversion. It's like number 66, Matthew Morris, entering the game on that defensive line. Coming in for number 60, Cole Nash.
That was a big loss for the Tigers defense right there.
Had him in the backfield and couldn't wrap him up. And it's going to be the same exact play, but this time they'll go deep to McCoy. And a good breakup. That James Spitzer. Good read on the ball by Spitzer, and looks like McCoy had 2.5 Tigers around him, but Johnson tried to thread that needle, and it'll be 2nd and 10 from the Tigers' 35.
Good pass, but better defense.
It was a good spiral and a good place pass. Just good perimeter defense by James Spitzer, not to get there too early for the defensive pass interference. Johnson in the shotgun again by himself. It's going to be another pass. Received by McCoy and brought out of bounds by Jonathan Walker. And it's interesting to compare these two offenses, as Jeremy Bennett has lived in the pistol this year for the Tigers with Watkins and Johnson behind him. And the majority of the plays tonight by the Mustangs have been in the shotgun, with the quarterback Johnson being the only player in the backfield, as they like to spread their receivers out on the outside and beef up their O-line. So majority of their plays tonight have been without a true running back. They have ran a couple plays that were runs, but they've been handoffs to the receivers on jet sweeps and things like that. And as soon as I talk about that, they are in the pistol, and it will be a handoff to the running back, number 2, Alex Revlett. It's like Johnson going all the way to the sideline to get his play from his head coach. That is one thing that really differs from program to program. Most head coaches like to call the plays for their team so they know what's going on with the offense. Brent Hoddle goes with a different approach and trusts his offensive coordinator, Jeremy Bennett, who was a really good quarterback back in the day not too long ago, to call his plays for him. And that'll be another short run, and looks like that's about the 2 or 3 yard line. Revlett again on the carry. Speaking of quarterback Jeremy Bennett, I believe he led the Tigers to a 2-loss season in the fall of 2001, his junior year. I believe they went 10-2 or something like that.
I believe he leads the touchdown record.
I believe he does hold the passing touchdown record for Breckinridge County. I believe their 2 losses were Wagoner out of Louisville and Hancock County. And a pitch to Revlett on the outside, and that's a juke and a touchdown. So it'll be 6-6, and the Mustangs will look to take the lead on the extra point.
A minute and 14 to go.
For anyone wondering who Jeremy Bennett threw the majority of those passes to, it was coincidentally his twin brother Jonathan on the receiving end of the majority of those yards and touchdowns. And the PAT is short. narrow, almost blocked. It's like Kyron Watkins almost blocked it, but nonetheless, it's 6-6 with Mustangs to kick off. It'll be interesting to see if Michael Johnson goes out there to return this kick because before his injury, he was our main returner. And it looks like Hoddle will not send his running back Johnson out there. We'll Jonathan to return. Hoddle saving that fragile lower leg for the ground game on offense. Not worried about it on special teams. Just a reminder, I'm sure most people know, but there is a chance of some inclement weather coming in soon. Don't know specifically what time that was supposed to get here, but that is the reason for the homecoming being moved indoors. And actually the halftime show by the Tigers marching band will also be indoors. And James Spitzer to return it off the bounce. And he's got some room. And a nice return by James Spitzer.
Taking the sideline. Passes defender.
And an outstanding return by James Spitzer to the Mustangs' 40-yard line. And the decision by Brent Hoddle to send James Spitzer out there in place of Michael Johnson pays off. And I think that will likely signify that Johnson won't return a kick tonight, as James Spitzer has the best kickoff return of the season probably for the Tigers. And Kyron Watkins will have them in business at the 40-yard line of Muhlenberg County. Likely one play, and that'll be the end of the quarter unless it's an incomplete pass. 46 seconds left on the scoreboard. Tigers in that pistol again. James Spitzer in motion, and it'll be a fake to Spitzer and a run by Watkins. And it'll be a gain of about 11. Watkins slow to get up.
I believe he got hurt on the last play as well.
He was slow to get up off that almost blocked kick extra point. And the officials will stop the clock with Brent Hoddle tending to his quarterback. It's like Watkins will stay in the game. And it won't. Looks like we'll have to wait to see Kyron Watkins back on the field, as Brent Hoddle's going to let the clock run down. And it'll be a 6-6 tie heading in the second quarter. We'll be right back. And we're back at Tiger Field, and James Spitzer is out there, but he may be still a receiver. Kyron Watkins slow to get up on the last play, and Spitzer is coming to the perimeter. So it'll be Watkins and Johnson in that pistol again. A little bit of a jumbo set here for the Tigers with no receivers out, and it'll surely be a run play, and it is to Johnson. And that'll be a minimal gain of about a half a yard or a yard at most. So it'll be 2nd and 9. And once again, Watkins getting the play from former Tiger quarterback Luke Priest.
Looks like Michael Johnson coming off the field.
Hopefully that's not injury related. It's like Jonathan Walker will take Johnson's place in the backfield. Walker was our running back against Graves County. And Spitzer has the ball now, faked me out as well. And brought down by Lovin. So Tigers get a little tricky with their motion there. I thought it was a handoff to Walker, but James Spitzer runs to the outside and gets a good gain. Be 3rd and short. 3rd and 2 from the Tigers' 22. This short to go, I would think, Caden, you probably want to keep running the ball. I wouldn't risk putting it in the air.
If I was Jeremy Bennett, I would keep calling run plays.
Mustangs have struggled to stop it this far in the game, and it is another run by Walker, and that'll be a first down. Good physical run down to about the 16. Be Jacob Henning and Evan Miller out to the far outsides, and it'll be James Spitzer in the slot. I can't tell who is taking the tight end role, and that'll be blown dead as the timing was messed up once again in the pre-snap motion. Be a false start. I knew it was going to be a false start or illegal motion, but essentially the same thing. It'll be 1st and 15. And I think I would give them a run play to start off, and if it doesn't go anywhere, you might have to think Kyron Watkins will have to put it in the air. Maybe a little bit out of the range of Sidney Tucker. Maybe 10 more yards or so, and Sidney Tucker may be able to put 3 on the board. A snap to Watkins and a fake to Walker, and that'll be a fumble. Oh, that's a big hit. Fumble by Watkins on the pitch to Spitzer. And should be a change of possession. Muhlenberg County will take over. Oh, I'm sorry. It's an incomplete pass. They said the toss must have been forward. It must not have been behind him. But it'll be second and 15. It should be. There we go. Waiting for the scoreboard update, but it's be 2nd and 15. Once again in the pistol, and Michael Johnson back out there for the Tigers.
Going. Got a flag on the play.
Run by number 24, Michael Johnson.
And looks like Coach Hoddle is fired up about the no call on the late hit, as he probably should be, as Michael Johnson was drugged down after he was crossed out of bounds. And there was a flag on the play, but I believe it was called before the late hit. So we'll wait to see what that call was. if anyone doesn't know, the referee is always the official who makes the call to the box. He's the one in the white hat. He's known as the referee. All the other officials have different titles, but the referee is the one who makes the call, who relays the call to the press box. He's the one in the white hat down there close to the hash. Be a face mask. And a face mask is an automatic first down, so
Fresh set of downs for
Watkins won't have to throw it. Won't have to throw the ball. Won't have to worry about throwing the ball unless the run game is stopped on the next few plays.
At the 8-yard line. First down is good for Joe for the back over. First down, Stanford.
this close to the goal line, you'd think they'd run straight up the middle.
It is first and goal from the 8. It'll surely be a handoff to Johnson, and it's a fake to Johnson. A good call there, and touchdown by Watkins. It looks like Muhlenberg County was thinking the same thing I was, and they tackled Johnson even when he didn't have the ball. So Kyron Watkins sneaks into the end zone, and it's like he's sending the offense back out there to go for 2. Sydney got the first point after blocked, so I think Coach Hoddle doesn't want to take a chance on that happening again, and he'll send Kyron Watkins and the offense back out, try to get the 2-point conversion and make it 14-6.
Personally, I would go for a play action here.
I believe Watkins hasn't put the ball in the air yet tonight, but it looks like this formation is definitely a power formation. And that'll be close. Wait for the... And they get in. I think it was Kyron Watkins again.
Kyron Watkins is out there. 2-point conversion is good.
And make the score 14-6.
Seems to be running it down Muhlenberg County's throats tonight so far.
I believe we've got 14 points and have not yet thrown a pass. Broadcasting classmate Zach Martin helped push Watkins into the end zone there. I noticed most of the offensive line was in on the end of that play. That is a new rule in college. I don't know if it's ever not been a rule in high school, but the offensive linemen are allowed to push the pile now in college football. They haven't been able to in years past, but I believe 2 years ago that was made a rule change. And Sydney Tucker out there to kick off again. Speaking of Sydney Tucker, we want to congratulate her and Skylar Tucker on making the soccer all-region team. They got that award last night for their contributions Monday and Tuesday night against McLean County and Owensboro Catholic. And a line drive fielded by number 1. And he'll go out of bounds between the 40 and 45. So a line drive kick there by Tucker. And Johnson will bring the Mustangs back out.
Muhlenberg County will start the drive at the 45-yard line.
And it looks to be Michael Johnson still out of play right now.
Yes, Michael Johnson usually plays outside linebacker for the Tigers in that 3-4 defense Brent Hoddle likes to run. But looks like Hoddle is being weary of the conditioning of Johnson and letting him rest on these plays on defense, and it'll be another target for McCoy, and this one's brought in by big Donovan McCoy, and he's still going. And finally blown dead.
Having to take him down.
And I've played against him in basketball, and he is not as easy to bring down as one might think. He's a big boy, and he's finally a senior. I feel like he's been with Muhlenberg County for 20 years, but this is his final year of eligibility in both sports. it'll be a first down far in Tigers territory for Johnson. And Huddle will call timeout right as the ball is being snapped.
Timeout, Buckner Kennedy, their first timeout of the half.
It'll be the first timeout called by either team, and we'll take a short break and be right back. Quick correction before we get started in the action. Schuyler and Sydney were selected to the all-regional tournament team. The regular season awards comes out tomorrow morning, and Johnson will scramble, and that was a pass. It looked like from here he was past the line of scrimmage when he passed the ball, but the line judge says differently, so that'll be a touchdown for the Mustangs, and it looks like they're going to go for 2 and try to tie it up.
If I'm correct, I think Muhlenberg County hasn't ran it at all, or has only run it once or twice. So if I was the Tigers, I'd be ready for a pass play here.
That is a big contrast to the Tigers. I don't think the Tigers have thrown a pass tonight. And on the opposite side of the ball, I think Mustangs have only ran it 3 or 4 times. So you might think run here, and it'll be a fade. And Johnson will scramble. And a close call, but he did not make it. Forced out by James Spitzer. And senior James Spitzer is having himself a first half tonight with the kickoff return and that nice tackle to keep the Tigers in the lead. So it'll be 14-12 with 7 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in the first half.
I've heard a big deal about the Kentucky Wildcats being 6-0 this year for college football. What do you think about that, Jared?
I'm quite excited, a little bit frightened for tomorrow's matchup against the #1 team in the country, the Georgia Bulldogs. Got to travel down to Athens. By far, Georgia has the best defense in the country, so I think quarterback Will Levis and hometown Kentucky boy Wandale Robinson will have their hands full.
Can't forget about Chris Rodriguez.
Big C-Rod, named one of my Powder Puff plays after him. Got us to second place in Powder Puff Wednesday night, so thanks C-Rod for that play. Beat the sophomores in the first round and suffered a defeat to the seniors in the championship, but that kickoff takes a wobbly bounce and picked up by Jonathan Walker, and he'll be brought down at the 20. So a big field to go for Watkins in the offense with about 7 minutes left in the first half.
Number 8, Jonathan Walker, out to the 20-yard line. First down, Buckner County.
If I were the Tigers here, I'd keep on running until probably about third down.
Yeah, you got to think they're going to keep feeding Watkins and Johnson the ball unless the Mustangs can show they stopped them. And I think they've only had 1 or 2 negative yardage plays this far in the game, and this will certainly be a run with this jumbo set. And it's a handoff to Johnson, and he gets to the outside with a nice stiff arm on Lovin, and he's brought down for about a gain of 5 or 6. With second down.
Down to the 25-yard line, 7 down and 5.
Score is 14-12 with 7 minutes to go in the half.
And it is something to note tonight that the Tigers are having success in the run game, even though their offensive line has shaked up quite a bit tonight. Believe Cole Nash has moved from center to right tackle, and the right guard is Jack Austin. The new center is Keaton Sosh. That'll be the first pass, and it'll be caught by James Spitzer. And a nice block by Jonathan Walker, and Spitzer's got one man to beat down the sideline. And that'll be 15 more yards at the end of the run, as that'll be a face mask and/or horse collar tackle. And a big gain on the first pass play of the night called by Jeremy Bennett. And Kyron Watkins and offense are a few yards away from another touchdown.
Smart play call by Jeremy Bennett.
Another one of those play action and/or RPO plays. And Muhlenberg County just didn't have enough people on the outside trying to protect against that run. And Kyron Watkins threw a perfect plant on the quick slant route by James Spitzer. And it'll be first and goal from the 5. Another jumbo set by the Tigers. Be a handoff to Johnson. That'll be a loss of 1.
Michael Johnson, the ball carrier.
Brought down in the backfield by number 52, Marcus Sutherland.
Loss of the yard on play.
And I think you'd probably have to run it one more time, and unless you're at about the 2-yard line, if you're still at the 5 after this play, you might want to think about passing it. You got to think this probably should be in range for Sydney Tucker. Should be in range for Sydney Tucker. Keep in mind she did get her point after blocked, and that'll be a fake, and Sydney Tucker won't have to worry about it because Kyron Watkins just scrambled in for his second touchdown of the night. That'll make the score 20-12.
Looks like Sydney
And
Tucker
Sydney's
will come
coming back
to
out.
kick.
James Spitzer will be the holder. Hopefully that offensive line for the Tigers can hold steady and give Sydney a chance to make it 21-12.
Muhlenberg County going wide out.
And this one is good. And we got a roughing the kicker.
Penalty flag on the play. Personal foul, roughing the kicker.
And good to see Sydney Tucker getting back up after that one, as the point after was perfect. And it'll be a roughing the kicker call. And I believe that'll only affect the field position on. Oh, I'm sorry.
Looked like the kick was no good.
No, the kick was good, but the penalty moves the ball up towards the goal line. So with that field position, looks like Hoddle's going to go for it. And that'll be another 2-point conversion. So it'll be 22-12.
So far, a good game for the Tigers on the homecoming night.
As you may be able to hear through our mics, the cheerleaders do a similar cheer for Brett County as the Wildcat does at UK home football games, as they do jumping jacks for however many points the Tigers have scored. So at this pace, they're going to be doing a lot of jumping jacks tonight, as the offense of Brett County is yet to be stopped.
22-12 with 5 minutes and 25 seconds to go.
5:25 left, and you'd think we'd probably see another onside kick by Sydney Tucker. As it was an onside kick, but it failed to reach the 10-yard mark, so the Mustangs will take over at about the Breckinridge County 48-yard line. And nobody touched that ball until it was dead, so no time went off the clock. Be 5:25, and Johnson coming back out again in the shotgun by himself. It's like two receivers to the right, one to the left, and the big McCoy, the tight end, also to his right. And it'll be a bubble screen to Lovin.
If I were the Tigers defense, I'd be really watching McCoy here.
Yeah, they don't run the ball much, but they do have some weapons on the receiving end. They like to throw it with Johnson, and they've got Lovin and McCoy to catch them. So 12 points at this point in the game is actually pretty good. So if I was them, I think I'd keep going with the play calls that I'd been calling the whole game. It'll be another shotgun pass, and this one's going deep to McCoy again. And thought James Spitzer had a chance to pick that one off, but Johnson overthrew McCoy and Spitzer, so it'll be third down with 5 yards to go.
Looks like two receivers on one side to the left.
And that'll be a false start. It'll be 3rd and 10. And Mustangs were going to pass there, but they're going to have to pass definitely now with 10 yards to go as compared to 5. It's going to be 3rd and 10 from the 47. And it'll be Johnson in the shotgun with trips to his left on the 3rd down play. And it'll be another screen, and it's overthrown. It'll be 4th down. And they're going to send the punt team out. I don't know if I'd agree with that decision, Caden. The way the Tigers' offense has looked, I think you would have to assume pretty much they're going to score on every possession that they have, as they've done so far. And I would just hate to give them the ball back and make it 29 or 30-12 going into the halftime.
The way I see it is that, fake kick? No? Yes.
And it is going to be a fake. That's a good call, Caden. And they're stopped. That's a big stop. Tackle initiated by Kyron Watkins. And we'll have to see what the flags are. There's some unsportsmanlike conduct. We'll have to see which team that's on. There is 2 flags, so there's a possibility the penalties will be offsetting. And if so, they cancel each other out, and it'll be the result of the play will be the result of the penalties. As the officials take time to sort out the flags, Luke Priest will take this unofficial timeout to talk to his offense and try to get them in the right sets for this drive. And I didn't quite get the numbers.
One was for us against the Tigers, number 11, Evan Miller, I do believe. And number 1 for Muhlenberg County.
Number 1 is Lovin. Keep in mind, Lovin has been one of their better players so far. If he gets another unsportsmanlike, he will be ejected. 1 is considered a warning, and 2 equals ejection. So keep that in mind for Evan Miller and Lovin. And as I said earlier, the calls do cancel out, so it'll still be a first down for Watkins and the Tigers offense.
From this angle, we couldn't really see who initiated.
No, we're on the opposite side of the field, as you can tell by the camera, so we cannot tell from here what actually even happened to cause the flag, but it'll be first down at the Muhlenberg County 45.
If I were the Tigers offense, I'd keep running the ball.
And Spitzer out wide and Miller in the slot. So no Jacob Miller out wide for this play. Or, sorry, Jacob Henning, junior receiver. I believe he's number 33. But Watkins in the gun with Walker and Johnson to each side. And it'll be a handoff to Johnson with Walker, the leading blocker. And a good block by Walker and Evan Miller. And that'll be good for 6 yards or so.
Looks like Johnson got tripped up when he first.
He was initially tripped up as he received the handoff, but able to recover and get a nice gain. Waiting on the scoreboard update so I can give you the yardage. I thought it would be a gain of about 6.
Second and 4 to go.
Another pass and another catch by James Spitzer.
Still up, still going.
And James Spitzer is having himself probably the best half of the season. And that's his second big reception of the night, and it'll be a first down.
I believe he was brought down on the 18-yard line.
Caden, I believe that's Watkins' second pass of the night and Spitzer's second reception, and both have gone for big first downs.
Tigers' offense has been looking really good tonight.
In the pistol once again, it'll be a handoff to Johnson, and he'll go in that B gap right there between the guard and the tackle on the left side. Zach Martin and Colton Mills making that hole. And that'll be a short gain of 1 yard, so it'll be 2nd and 9 from the 17. Jacob Henning back for these plays as it is him and Evan Miller out wide. And Hodder will take his second timeout of the half. So he has 1 remaining. I believe Muhlenberg County hasn't called any, so with 2:47 left to go in the first half, Hodder with 1 remaining and Muhlenberg County with all 3. And we'll take a short break and get right back. And we're back as it'll be 2nd and 9. The Tigers threatening to score again. It'll be a fake to Johnson and a handoff to Spitzer. He's got some open lane. And James Spitzer with another big play. And that should be a face mask. There it's the call. And James Spitzer once again with another big play. And that'll be a first down. Should be right at the goal line. As they can't march off all 15 because we're within 15 yards of the goal line. But that should be a 15-yard penalty in most cases. And looks like Parker Davis coming in for Evan Miller to play receiver. And it'll be 1st and goal from the 3.
Let's see if the Tigers offense can go.
I believe this will be their 4th possession, and if they score, it'll be our 4th touchdown. So some good red zone efficiency by the Tigers. A fake to Johnson again, and Kyron Watkins in for another touchdown. And another unsportsmanlike conduct. We'll have to wait to see which team that's on. I'm sorry, it'll be a sideline warning against Coach Hoddle. And as fans of the Breckinridge County football program know, Coach Brent Hoddle likes to make his way onto the field pretty often. I kind of like his swagger out there, Caden, but sometimes frowned upon by officials. They don't like coaches getting on their turf.
I find it to be pretty funny sometimes, actually.
I love Coach Hoddle. He gets fired up about our football team and can't help but get fired up for him.
Sydney Tucker out to make the kick.
Sydney Tucker back out there for another extra point. I was mistaken on the last one. She did miss it to the left, but with the roughing the kicker, we end up getting 2 points. And they ran over again. And that point after was good the first time.
Another unsportsmanlike conduct?
I believe the first one will be roughing the kicker, and Coach Hoddle made his way almost to the hash mark. So with back-to-back sideline infractions, I believe that'll be a unsportsmanlike conduct against Coach Hoddle. We'll have to wait for the results of this officials conference, but I
believe I saw some sort of words exchanged in between Muhlenberg County and number 10, James Spitzer, after the play.
I believe they said another warning against Coach Hoddle. But the point after was good. And I think if I was in Coach Hoddle's shoes, I would have gotten the same penalty defending his kicker. Like I was saying, I think I would have done the same, had the same reaction as Coach Hoddle, as that's the second time they've ran over Sydney Tucker tonight. And the only time a special teams player can make contact with a kicker or punter is if the ball is blocked. If they do touch the ball as they dive, if they do touch the ball, they are allowed to make contact with the kicker and or punter. But neither one of the roughing the kicker penalties tonight against Muhlenberg County, they've blocked the ball in any way. So those are, by rule, roughing the kicker. And I don't have very many words for that, Caden. That's quite a late hit by Donovan McCoy.
As it was.
And nowhere near the play, and after the play was over,
I believe Hartle is going to take a timeout. I heard Muhlenberg County was aggressive, but tonight seems to be a little excessive.
that's a little extracurricular. Had nothing. That hit by McCoy, he's a heck of an athlete, but that was pretty uncalled for. Nowhere near the play, and I think it was even after the play was blown dead. So I couldn't tell which Tiger he made that hit on. I didn't get a number for it, but they took a heck of a hit.
We have a pretty big crowd here. Again, it's homecoming, so.
Yes, our homecoming dance was unfortunately postponed to our next home game against Edmonson County. But still a big,
I believe.
Still a big crowd out here tonight for the homecoming court. That was still tonight, as we announced the winners earlier. But our actually homecoming dance with the theme rave will be postponed to our home game against Edmonton County. That's why we changed the theme tonight to pink out, and we'll save the rave theme for a matchup against the Wildcats.
15-yard penalty against the Mustangs.
And, of course, that late hit by McCoy will be a costly one, as it'll cost the Mustangs 15 yards, and they'll start at their own 40-yard line as opposed to their good field position they had before the late hit.
Muhlenberg County again lining up with trips to the right. Quick pass to.
That's number 2 again on the reception. Alex Revlett.
5-yard gain on the play, second down.
And with less than a minute and a half left to go in the first half, you got to think Tigers will be sitting pretty if they can get a defensive stop here, up by 17 going to the half. And I believe the Tigers will get the ball first after halftime. This time Johnson with trips to his left, show another pass play, and it is.
Another short pass.
And another short pass, but that'll be good for a first down. Contrary to college football rules, the clock will not stop. Actually, yes, it will. I'm sorry. The clock stops on first downs in high school. It does not in the NFL, but it does in high school and college. I'm sorry.
I believe our halftime show by the band will be in the middle school gym.
Yes, I'm sorry. For anyone that is listening and that happens to be here watching the football game live, you can go in the middle school gymnasium to watch our marching band give their performance tonight.
As of right now, Jared, I don't think there's any reason for them to keep doing that.
Yeah, with no weather in sight, I would think they could do it on the field, but on the play, a scramble by Johnson, and that'll be good for about 7 yards. One person I'm sure in attendance will be your father, Kevin Coombs, as he's principal of the middle school, so I'm sure he'll be there to make sure his gymnasium stays intact.
I'm sure he will. Or he could be sitting in his office doing work. One of the two.
I'm sure he's a busy man. We appreciate what Mr. Coombs does for the middle school and our school district. Johnson again in the shotgun with trips to his left. It'll be 2nd and 3. And pressure by Yak. And he scrambled again, this time for a first down, and he's out of bounds, so the clock does stop as he ran out of bounds, so it'll be 24 seconds.
At the 33-yard line, first down Mustangs.
And with the clock stoppage, the clock never does start after the play if it goes out of bounds. If it is a first down, the clock starts when the chains are reset, but since he went out of bounds, the clock does not start until the ball is hiked, as it just now was. Some more pressure and a little screen pass to McCoy. He's also out of bounds, so the clock will stop again with 16.2 left.
Muhlenberg County uses the first timeout of this half, most likely to stop the clock.
Yes, I believe the clock was already stopped due to the out of bounds, but Muhlenberg County takes one of their 3 timeouts remaining to draw up a play here. And that is something that you have to think about. They saved all their timeouts, so they could get, depending on how they get out of bounds and how they use their timeouts, they could get 3 or 4 more plays off, even though there's just 14 seconds left. And incomplete passes also stop the clock. So plenty of time for the Mustangs to put some more points on the board and cut into this deficit.
Seems to be running two receivers on the left and 1 on the right.
And another pass deflection by James Spitzer. And that'll force 2nd down as the clock does stop. So with 7 seconds left, McLean County's going to call another timeout. And you got to think, unless this is a short incompletion, this will probably be the last play of the half.
Even with a touchdown here from Muhlenberg, I feel like the Tigers will still be up by a good margin.
Yes. Even if the Mustangs find a way to get in the end zone here with 7 seconds left, it'll make the score 29-18. And even though there won't be any time on the clock, the Mustangs still get the right to run a play, either a point after or a 2-point conversion. Those require no time on the clock. So, and another thing to think about here is the half cannot end on a defensive penalty. So if there happened to be a face mask call or anything like that against the Tigers, the Mustangs could run a play with 0 time on the clock due to the penalty. So another pass, and it'll be a quick, they faked a scramble, but he's going to pass it. And he's brought down. And they try to call a timeout, but the half is over. And the Tigers will take a 29-12 lead into the athletic building with them. So we'll take a break with them, and we'll be back soon. And we're back as the Tigers just now finished their pre-half warm-ups.
Go Tigers.
And that was offensive coordinator Jeremy Bennett heading back upstairs to call his plays for the second half. Also head Tigers baseball coach. So me and Caden, both members of the baseball team. So we're looking forward to getting that going in February and March and having a good season. It'll be my senior season and Caden's sophomore season. So
Fun to look forward to.
And like I previously mentioned, the Tigers will get the ball first in the second half. And I think if I was the Mustangs, I would kick away from James Spitzer as he burned them pretty good last time he touched it. So
I'm looking for an onside kick here, actually.
a little punch kick and fair caught. I thought it was fair caught, yeah. I should have said this earlier, but you can actually tell if it's going to be an onside kick or not based on where the kicker is positioned. If he's on the left side of the ball and he's right-footed, that means it'll be a regular kick. But like he was on the near side, so he was on his outside foot, so you knew it'd be a regular kick. If he was on the Muhlenberg sideline and he's right-footed, then it would be an onside kick. But Watkins and Johnson again in the backfield with Jacob Henning, James Spitzer, and Evan Miller, the receivers. Jonathan Walker, the tight end. And an unfortunate first play for the Tigers. And holding and a fumble, both against the Tigers. So the Tigers give away their first turnover of the night. And it'll be first down Muhlenberg County.
Bad timing for the Tigers right there. That's good positioning for the Muhlenberg Mustangs.
It'll be first down for the Mustangs. Johnson will lead them back out, this time in the pistol. Be another pass. Come off the edge, Parker Davis, and a little flip screen. And brought down by James Spitzer. That'll be a first down. It's a big gain on first down. And the Mustangs already threatening here early in the first half. It'll be Johnson again in the pistol. And a handoff. And another good gain for the Mustangs. And it'll be about the 8-yard line. Looks like the Tiger is slow to get up. And that'll be Matthew Morris. As his helmet did come off, so he'll have to come off the field for a play. As senior Cole Nash enters the game for Morris.
Going to the 7-yard line, 2nd down and 2.
Be 2nd and 2 from a 7. Mustangs again in the pistol. This time a different running back, 21 Corbin Lanier. And it's a keeper. That'll be an unsportsmanlike conduct against Yakovovich.
Run by Kenyon Johnson.
Good tackle by Yakubovich.
Very nice tackle by the sophomore, but Young man got a little bit too excited, and I think he clapped in the face of the Mustang that he tackled, so that should be an automatic first down from the 2-yard line. I called him a young man. I'm only 2 years older than he is, but sophomore seems so much younger than me. And the official stopped the play. Not sure what for. The referee blew the whistle.
I believe it is second
It's
down.
second down. I thought that penalty was an automatic first down, but maybe not, and it's not going to matter as Muhlenberg County points it in and make the score 29-18.
Touchdown Mustangs.
And that was Revlett on the touchdown rush.
We can just say that Muhlenberg County basically led off with what they ended with last half.
So a crucial fumble by Michael Johnson on the first play of the second half leads to a Mustangs touchdown. And extra point is good and roughing the kicker. There is a significant difference between penalties roughing the kicker and running into the kicker. Running into the kicker is a 5-yard penalty with no automatic first down, and roughing the kicker is considered more malicious intent, and that is a 15-yard penalty with an automatic first down. Running into the kicker is less often called, as just like an accident. And then roughing the kicker is like with a push or a shove, and usually the kicker or punter falls to the ground. But that was roughing the kicker, and the point after was good, which means the Mustangs will get a little bit of head start on the kickoff, as this one's from the 45 compared to the 35.
For those at home watching, it is starting to get a little bit chilly here at Tiger Stadium.
And hopefully the rain will hold off. We do have some inclement weather on the radar, but I believe the last time I checked, it looks like maybe it was hold off till after the game. It's received by Jonathan Walker. And he's taken down at about the 32-yard line. So it'll be a 10-point game with the Tigers offense about to run their first play since the Michael Johnson fumble. Be Jacob Henning and Evan Miller out wide with James Spitzer in the tight end slot. And Spitzer in motion. Fake to, it's a pass, and it'll be roll out to Miller. Caught by Miller. And he'll be brought down at the 50 by number 2, Revlett.
Down to 50-yard line, good for Georgia Buffalo. First down, Mustangs.
Good play call there.
An unexpected play call on first down as little fake to Johnson, and Spitzer was in motion as a little rollout and a nice pass by Watkins. And I could be wrong, Caden, but I don't think he's had an incompletion this far into the game.
I don't think he has either.
And Johnson stopped in the backfield by number 7.
Actually, I do believe on one of the pitches.
The pitch was, it's a good point, Caden. The pitch was considered an incomplete pass. It looked from here like it was a fumble, but thankfully the officials saw it as an incomplete pass. So I believe that is his only incompletion of the night. And the stop in the backfield was by number 7, Patrick Wood. Tigers again in the pistol with Henning and Miller on the outside. Spitzer again in motion. This time it's a fake and a fake pitch by Watkins. And it's a good decision
move
as
by
he made it almost to the
Watkins.
40. As I hate to think about it, but I think if he would have pitched that ball to Spitzer, it probably would have been going the other way, as Spitzer had several Mustangs around him. But a good decision to keep it, and it'll be 3rd and short from the 39.
Nice little fake toss there to Spitzer, leading to a gain.
That's considered a triple option play when you had the option to hand it off and the option to keep it and the option to pitch it to Spitzer. So Watkins elects with a second option to keep it himself, and it turned out wise. 3rd and 2 from the 49, or 2nd and 2, I'm sorry. Another pass, and it's going to be a scramble, maybe a quarterback draw. No, and it's a pass to Jacob Henning, and that's a horse collar tackle.
Horse collar.
Passing play from number 5, Kyle Watkins, to number 33, Jacob Henning.
And the officials didn't see it, I guess. It might have been tough from their angle, but from here you could definitely tell it was a horse collar tackle.
You can tell from all fans and coaches and even players.
Everybody on this side of Hornet could see that one, but either way, it'll be a first down for the Tigers from the 10. So I'm not sure if it's 1st and goal or 1st and 10 from the 10, but either way, Tigers got 10 more yards for a touchdown. It'll be another reverse to Spitzer, and he'll get outside and be thrown to the ground. And that should be a late hit. And thankful we have Terry Lasley here tonight representing Hardsburg Police, because, Caden, the game's getting pretty chippy early on in the second half.
It is getting pretty physical out there.
I was hoping that chirping would die down at halftime, but I don't think either team forgot about the events that occurred in the first half.
Cindy Tucker, our kicker, is warming up on the sidelines right now.
Hopefully she'll get an opportunity for an extra point if the Tigers can punch this one in from the first and goal from the 4-yard line. A keeper by Watkins, so he'll make it to about the 3. Minimal gain there on first down.
Watkins, ball carrier. Down at the 3-yard line.
Luke Priest, relaying the message, or relaying the play call once again from Jeremy Bennett, and Watkins will take it back to the huddle. Tigers again in the pistol with Spitzer in the slot. Spitzer again in motion. Play is blown dead. I'm not sure why. Infraction against Muhlenberg County. I couldn't exactly hear the referee. Unfortunately, the referee does not have a microphone on it tonight, so it is tough for pretty much everyone to hear, especially me and Caden in these headphones. But still be 3rd down, no first down or anything like that, but it'll inch the Tigers just a little bit closer. And I would think, even though Sydney Tucker could make this kick easily, I would think probably 4-down territory after the Mustangs offense got going last possession. It'll be a quarterback sneak, as surely he's in there somewhere. And it'll be a touchdown.
Another touchdown for, I believe, Kyron Watkins.
I believe that's his 4th rushing touchdown of the night.
Sydney Tucker out for the extra point.
Holder will be Spitzer again. And a high snap. And she made it.
Extra point by number 12, Sydney Tucker is good.
With 3 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the third quarter, score is 36-19.
And Jeremy Bennett and Luke Priest have the offense looking real good at the right point in the season, as I believe 36 is that the most they've scored all season. I can't think of a game where they've scored more, and we've still got over 15 minutes left to go in the game. So
The looks of it are offense is looking and throwing the ball.
I knew I believe they scored 22 against Anderson. They were shut out against Hancock County, but keep in mind Watkins was unavailable, so tough to do much without your quarterback. They scored 24 against Anderson County, and that's the most they scored until tonight. So already with over 15 minutes remaining in the game, the Tigers have beaten that mark by 12 points. And like I was saying earlier, this is going to be an onside kick because Sydney is using closer to her off foot, and received by Renlet. So be 36-19 with 3:34 left in the third quarter, and Johnson will bring the Mustangs back out.
47 yard line by number 2, Alex Rebel. First down, Mustangs.
So far, so good on the weather. No rain.
I did see a little bit of a heat lightning. Luckily, the officials didn't see it, or they would have called a delay, but it was off in the distance a little bit. With Johnson with trips to his left and the tight end McCoy to his left. And it's going to be a quarterback power play. Brought down by Parker Davis. And there's going to be a Mustang shaking up. And it's about the time of the night where the players start getting cramps. It's rain today. It's humid. It's starting to, and, I think the muscles are starting to wear down on some of these players. So probably the first of several cramps tonight. And looks like number 2 for the Mustangs is struggling pretty heavily getting off the field with that leg cramp. And both teams using this injury timeout to talk with their position groups. Defense coordinator Drew Stankiewicz talking to his group, and it looks like the head coach for the Mustangs trying to get the offense going and trying to cut in this deficit. But Caden, honestly, I don't think it really matters much what the Mustangs do on offense, because I don't think their defense can stop the Tigers. They haven't really shown it tonight that they can. So,
from what I've heard, it looks. From what I've heard, Muhlenberg County defense was stingy, but tonight the Tigers are really giving the defense a work.
And it's going to be a wildcat formation as the design run to number 1, Braden Lovin. The Tigers shaking up on this play. Unfortunately, that doesn't look like a cramp. I can't tell who that is from here. And This break may take a few minutes, so we'll take an injury timeout with them. And we're back, and we're happy to see senior offensive lineman Cole Nash getting up under his own power. And it looked like on replay that maybe his arm kind of came out of place a little bit. Nothing, no nastiness by the Mustangs or anything like that. Just it looks like he's walking on his own and everything like that. And in the Wildcat again, it's going to be a pass. And Evan Miller intercepted it at the 10-yard line. Senior Evan Miller comes up with a big interception. I don't know. Didn't look like the quarterback was hurt for the Mustangs, but they just went with a Wildcat pass. Oh, it looks like they tried to run a little Philly special there, throw under the quarterback, but Evan Miller had him covered up, and I'd say that's probably the first interception of the year for that Muhlenberg County player, because he has not played quarterback at all tonight before those last two plays. But Watkins again in the pistol, and Muhlenberg County will call the first time out of the second half.
I say if the Tigers score right here, you could really say the Tigers are walking all over this Muhlenberg County defense.
I think if the Tigers, unless a big play happens, the Tigers would have to wait until the fourth quarter to punch this ball into the end zone with less than 3 minutes left. You would think Jeremy Bennett and Luke Priest would try to slow the tempo and play a little stall ball, as it's referred to, but just run the ball and let the clock run and keep that Muhlenberg County defense out on the field and get their legs a little heavy. And one advantage for the Tigers tonight that I haven't mentioned, doesn't happen very often with the opponents we play, but does look like the Tigers have an advantage in the numbers of both teams. It looks like the Mustangs don't have very many players on the bench, and the number they do have is definitely less than our bench. So when it comes to both teams getting tired, I think we have a little bit of an advantage there, Caden.
I feel like we do too. From the looks of it, it looks like the Muhlenberg County's JV team would be some varsity players.
And a smart play by Watkins there as he was about to get sacked for a safety right on the goal line, but he threw it away for an incomplete pass, only a second incomplete pass of the night. But it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 11.
Score is 36-19 with 2 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the third quarter.
And that was a big, costly interception by Muhlenberg County. You got to think the coaches for the Mustangs are kind of regretting that decision now to run the Wildcat, and especially pass out of the Wildcat when you know that skill position player for the Mustangs is not used to throwing the ball. And it'll be a quarterback run play with Johnson being the lead blocker for Watkins, and he's got some room. And
takes sideline.
And that's a big gain, but I think it's coming back. I think Jack Austin had a little block in the back, and he didn't get away with it. And I think that block in the back call is going to prevent the Tigers from the biggest play, from a yard standpoint, the biggest play of the night. I think Kyron Watkins probably going to need a breather after that run. He ran from our own 11 to the opposite 10-yard line. So he's going to stay in the game, but he's got to be sucking wind right now. Unfortunate mistake there for senior Jack Austin with the block in the back, but no loss of down, so it'll still be 2nd and 10. And maybe the Tigers looking at another pass here. Muhlenberg County staying with that man coverage that they've been playing all night. And it's another pass. And that one came out a little bit wobbly from Watkins. And James Spitzer unable to corral it. So it's going to be 3rd and 10. And field position-wise, I think if this is another incomplete pass, you might have to send Yak out there for a punt, Caden. It would be our first punt of the night. But you'd hate to turn over on downs and give the Mustangs the ball, the Breckinridge County 11-yard line.
Yeah, especially was close.
I'm sorry, it's the 6-yard line now after the block in the back, so we got moved back to the 6. So definitely punt from there, I would think. And it is a pass and a little slip screen, and it's tipped at the line of scrimmage. So it will be 4th down, and the punt team will come on for the Tigers' first punt of the night. And this is risky right here. I would call the same thing, but if it is indeed blocked, I think the best case scenario for the Tigers would be it to go through the back of the end zone and a touchback. Because if it doesn't go through the end zone and the Mustang lands on it, it'll be a touchdown. If the Tigers land on it, it'll be a safety. But if it does go through the back of the end zone, it'll be a touchback.
A really good punt from...
I think it was Watkins. First time I've seen him punt this year, but a very good punt from our quarterback. And the Mustangs will take over at the 44-yard line.
If I was Muhlenberg County's offense, I'd stick to the same plays they were running at the very beginning of the game.
I would venture to say that they're probably not going to run the Wildcat anymore after what happened on the last play they had the ball. Is under 2 minutes now to go in the third quarter. Johnson with trips to his right and one to his left. So it's going to be another quarterback power play. And he's still on his feet. And momentum stopped by pretty much the whole Tigers defense. And it's a good first down gain. It's probably a gain of 6 or 7. So be 2nd down. And a very, very late flag. I didn't really see any players around the official who threw the flag. Maybe a coach infraction. We'll wait from the signal from the white hat. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Muhlenberg County.
I think I heard number 16.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Muhlenberg County.
I'm not sure. I don't see why they wouldn't be moving the ball back already.
Jared, is there any rule for a whole team getting kicked or something for as many sportsmanlike conducts?
I don't think there's any rule about an entire team. Each player, if a player receives 2 unsportsmanlike conducts and they're ejected, there we go, finally moved the ball back. I think the officials got caught up in the drama and forgot to move the ball back. Muhlenberg County was about to line up over the ball and hike it. But I don't think, not to my knowledge, there's not any rules about a team on sportsmanlike conduct. There is for individual coaches and individual players. Coaches can get ejected just like players can, but I'm not aware of any team getting disqualified or anything like that. And it'll be a long pass in the direction of Kyron Watkins.
Tough catch from.
And Watkins slipped, and he was in great position in that secondary, and he slipped on this wet grass. And Lovin comes down with another reception. And that'll force the clock to stop to reset the chains. Be a fresh set of downs for the Mustangs.
Muhlenberg again with trips on the left. QB
Another
sneak.
quarterback run. Hopefully a holding call. It is. The flag is thrown in the direction of holding. Caden, you can sometimes kind of get a general idea of what the call is going to be based on where on the field the flag is thrown. Given not all referees are as accurate as they would like to be, but that one thrown near the line of scrimmage, so holding is indeed the call. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 25. Oh, I'm sorry, first and 20. I'm sorry, got the reverse. 1st and 20.
Running clock with under 25 seconds to go. I believe would most likely be the last play.
Yes, this should be the last play unless possibly it's an incomplete pass. That would stop the clock. But trips to his right, now in motion. And a wide open Mustang in the end zone, and he drops it. And as the clock expires, Drew Stanglewich and Brent Hoddle get away with a blown coverage as the Mustangs had a wide open receiver on the far side of the end zone, and he failed to come down with it. So with 1 quarter remaining, it's the Tigers 36 and the Mustangs 19. We'll be right back. And a good defensive stop by number 77, James Greer. And it'll be 3rd and 9. Once again in the shotgun by himself. Johnson back to pass. Pressure by Yak and James Greer. And nice 3rd down stop.
Catch made by number 2, Alex Everett.
Jack Austin with a nice open field tackle there.
And the 16
It'll be
yard
4th
line,
down, and you got to think the
tackle
Mustangs
made
got to
by
go
number
for it
9,
with this
Parker
deficit
Davis.
this late in the game. And again in the shotgun, Johnson with 3 to his left, the tight end, not including the tight end McCoy. And the pass is dropped, thrown a little bit behind him. And I'm sure Johnson wants that pass back. Probably should have been caught, but behind him nonetheless. And Tigers will take over on downs. And Caden, I could be wrong, but I believe that's the first turnover on downs by either team we've had tonight. It's been a little bit of a high-scoring matchup.
I believe the Tigers score on this drive right here. I believe this game would be over.
Little prediction by young Caden Coombs. And it's another reverse and well blocked. And that should be a face mask. Maybe not, but be nice gain on 1st down, and it'll be 2nd and short. Just under 10 minutes remaining. 2nd down and 3 to go from the Tigers on 17-yard line. Or I'm sorry, that's not 17. Scoreboard's not updated, I'm sorry, but another pass. And he's looking for Jonathan Walker. Did he get a foot down? And he did. A nice catch by Jonathan Walker.
Nice throw by Kyron.
An excellent throw by Watkins on the run.
Down to 33-yard line, good for a joke in the back of first down.
Believe that it's
And I
another
fear that the completion
unsportsmanlike-
is going to be pretty much canceled out with an unsportsmanlike conduct. Most likely against Jonathan Walker.
I didn't see anything that he did.
And that'll be Walker's first of the night.
Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against the Tigers.
Parker Davis coming in for Jonathan Walker now.
I believe the unsportsmanlike conduct was just on a celebration and nothing contact or physical about it.
So it'll be 2nd. I'm sorry. And a completion to Spitzer, but there's a flag on the play. I believe that flag's in the area of holding again. It will be holding. So 2 back-to-back big penalties from the Tigers. And I'm sure this is not what Coach Brent Hoddle wanted to see.
They started
I
this
think
4th quarter.
I believe if he could have, like you said, Caden, if he could have had the offense march down the field and put another one in the end zone, I thought you could close the book on this game. But rough start to this drive.
I believe it is
2nd and 20 from the 7-yard line now. So now pitch to Johnson. And he'll reverse now. There's
running
another
to his
flag
own
down.
player. His own player twice, actually.
There's another flag down. So penalties on back-to-back-to-back plays. We'll have to wait and see what this one is. Yeah, I believe it's a personal foul call against the Mustangs, so that'll be an automatic first down, and the Tigers get bailed out after 2 big penalties of their own. The Mustangs make an even bigger one, and it's 1st and 10 from the 30 now. It's a big penalty.
The yardage is good for a jump in the back of the first down.
8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Still a score of 36-19.
Maybe this first down penalty can give the Tigers a little boost here. And Hoddle's going to take another timeout. So Luke Priest and Brent Hoddle will take a minute to talk to their offense, and we'll take a break with them. We'll be right back. And we're back as it's first down, and another handoff to Johnson, and another flag. And as we talked about off the air a while ago, this game's getting pretty undisciplined here in the fourth quarter. I think it's 5 plays in a row that have ended in a penalty.
Speaking about this weather, starting to rain here.
Starting to get a little wet down there.
This might affect the pass game for both teams.
Thanks to Athletic Director Patrick Critchlow, we have this comfy booth tonight instead of up on the roof, so thankfully we're protected from the rain. And hopefully Tigers can run this clock out and we can get out of this rain as soon as possible. Spitzer in motion again, and Watkins is going to roll out. He's going to run it, and that'll be a first down and more. And like Caden noted too, the rain is starting to come down pretty heavy now. And I wish I could say it's going to stop soon.
I believe that this is just going to be the start of a sadly stormy.
I think it's going to last all night, Caden. But like I said, the more the Tigers can run the ball like that, the quicker we can get out of here and head to the house.
A little bit under 6 minutes and 20 seconds to go.
Spitzer in motion again. This time it's a handoff to Johnson, and he's brought down for a minimal gain.
Well, it looks like he got tripped up by his own team on that run.
Watkins and Johnson again in the pistol. Be first down. And Watkins with his first bad decision of the night, and that pass was almost picked off. And I think if the rain had started about 20 minutes later, that pass probably would have been picked off. But slipped through the hands of the Muhlenberg County defender, And looks like there's a Tiger shaking up on the play. It's like Tigers medical staff will tend to them, and we'll take a short break. And we're back as it looks like the shaken up Tiger was offensive lineman senior Jack Austin, but he was able to walk off under his own power. So Watkins again in the pistol, and play for a loss there. Watkins brought down in the backfield. Number 32, Isaiah Perks, coming in now.
Loss of 3 yards on the play, 4th and 13.
And hate to throw it in this weather, but I think at this rate, Tigers are probably going to have to lean that way. Huddle will take another timeout. And
miscommunication between Huddle and QB Kyron Watkins here.
And it's unfortunate to have to take a timeout in that spot because the clock was running, and the timeout will stop it. So unfortunate that the miscommunication happened after that play. But with 4 minutes and 51 minutes remaining, Tigers are up comfortably by 17. A 3-possession game and with the ball. So for anyone interested in a post-game interview of Coach Hoddle, you can just tune over to the WXBC 104.3 radio station. They're actually next door to us right now, but they will have they actually do pregame and postgame talks with Coach Hoddle after every game, so I'm sure he'll have some positive things to say after this win. As always, there's some things to work on, but I think with a victory of this margin against a team like Muhlenberg County, I think you got to be happy with it. It's like an offsides penalty.
And down comes the rain.
And I believe this falls in the category of pouring now, Caden. But a handoff to Walker. He's been limited tonight, but brought down about the 33-yard line.
Down to 32-yard line.
And that'll be a turnover on downs for the Tigers. I don't think I would have punted it in this weather either, but try to get some positive yards and set Muhlenberg County back. But it will be a turnover, and the Mustangs offense, led by Johnson, will come out for hopefully their final drive of the night. Another pass, and it's a short one. And Jonathan Walker broke that one up, intended for big Donovan McCoy.
Second down, Mustangs.
Be 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on the 32-yard line.
I think it's safe to say now this game is pretty much over.
A 3-possession game with under 5 minutes left, you would think so. Muhlenberg County does have all 3 of their timeouts remaining, I believe, but I wouldn't think you would want to use them. Pretty much pointless. A deep pass to McCoy. McCoy caught that one, but was he out of bounds? And that's ruled a catch.
That's complete to number 6, Donovan McCoy. And at the 30-yard line, first down Mustangs.
And McCoy was out of bounds after the catch, so that'll stop the clock with just under 4 minutes remaining. And another pass for Johnson. This one's short. And a nice open field tackle by James Spitzer. And let that clock run.
Down to the 14-yard line, first down Mustangs.
Trips to the left.
And he scrambled, but an incomplete pass. A flag on the play, possibly an forward pass. I believe that will be the call. So there'll be an illegal forward pass. Be interesting to see what Hoddle does, accepting or declining that penalty as it resulted in incompletion. And it will be accepted. Be 2nd and 15 as they were played. Forgot that penalty resulted in a loss of down. So it'll be 2nd and 15. Johnson again alone in the shotgun.
Another drop.
Through the hands of McCoy.
At this point, you could say, blame it on the rain for that drop pass.
We've seen several go through the hands after this rain started coming down. It'll be 3rd and 15 from the 17-yard line.
If you were Muhlenberg County, you'd definitely go for this.
Flag on the field.
Offsides against the Tigers. It'll be 3rd and 10 from the 12-yard line. I think that was newcomer for the Tigers on the defensive line, number 77, James Greer, with the infraction.
3rd down 9.
Another pass. And that'll be caught in the end zone by McCoy.
Pass to number 6, Donovan McCoy. Good for a Mustang touchdown.
And they'll come on for the extra point to make it a 10-point game. So it goes from a 3-possession to 2. And the kick is no good. So it'll remain an 11-point game. Still theoretically a 2-possession game with a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and a field goal. So with under 3.5 minutes remaining, you got to think Muhlenberg County's going to kick an onside kick here, try to get the ball back. I don't really see that they have a choice, Caden.
If you are the Tigers, you most certainly do not want Muhlenberg to have this ball on this kickoff.
Get your hands team out there. And I think you just prepare for an onside kick, and if they kick it over your heads, let it be. You want to talk a little bit? So with 3 minutes and 14 minutes remaining in the game, Tigers up by 11 and trying to receive this should be onside kick from number 88 from the Mustangs.
You can't hear is cheerleaders are having a good time. Fans are having a good time.
About as good of a time as you can have in the rain, as it is an onside kick and it is fielded by James Spitzer, and I think that'll pretty much put the game on ice.
Down at the 49-yard line.
I think if you're Jeremy Bennett and Britt Hull, you feed Michael Johnson the ball and let the clock run out.
You are the Tigers right here. You most certainly do not want to turn the ball over.
And a hard-fought run for Johnson, but I think the game won't be very much. But the Muhlenberg County will start using those timeouts. So the clock will stop with 3 minutes and 6 seconds left. And we're back as Watkins in the gun with Johnson and Walker to each side. Only one receiver out to the right and two to the left. It'll be a handoff to Walker. And he'll be out of bounds at about the 26. So that will stop the clock, but it'll be a reset of downs. It's like Parker Davis is going to come in now for Perks.
Most certainly going for another handoff here.
This time to Johnson with Walker as the lead blocker. And a quality run by Michael Johnson as he's been doing all night, and that'll be right close to the first down.
As of right now, the rain is steadily falling. Nothing too harsh. I'd say the ball is a little too wet to be throwing right now anyways.
Got to be careful on those handoffs, tosses. But the clock is stopped for an official's timeout, and now it's going to start again. So 2 minutes left in the game. The Tigers could use a score here, but don't necessarily need it to put the game on ice. Could be another carry to Walker. And more flags and more undisciplined play by these two teams. We'll wait to see who caused those flags.
Still waiting to see confirmation on these flags.
And takes the ball down to the 5-yard line. Just to open the back hole. First down,
Just about a minute and 30 to go for the end of this game.
The clock is running now with just under a minute and a half. It'll be first and goal from the 5. And Johnson with another carry out to the outside.
Hard hit there.
And hopefully if you're the Tigers, I think you can get by with one more play and get out of here. Wait a little bit before you hike it and don't run another one after that. I think it'll be a knee here. And they won't need to run another play. As the Tigers come out of here with a victory, 36-25 over the Muhlenberg County Mustangs. And that'll be a long bus ride back to Central City. But Caden, I think if I had to give, we don't give out rewards for player of the games or MVPs or anything like that, but I think if I had to give one, I think I'd give it to quarterback Kyron Watkins. I think he had 4 rushing touchdowns on the night, if I counted correctly. So, like we said, a big night for that Tigers offense.
Outstanding night from Kyron Watkins. Great night for James Spitzer as well.
Yes, senior James Spitzer had himself a career night. A couple big receptions, a couple defensive plays. And it looks like next Friday, the Tigers will take the bus ride to Beaver Dam and face off against the Eagles of Ohio County. If I read the Homer's Radio right, I believe that the Eagles lost to Grayson County last night in Litchfield. So hopefully the Tigers will go into Beaver Dam and get another victory there. It looks like Grayson County actually beat Ohio County 52-7. So hopefully the Tigers can go out there next week and get another win. And then after that, we'll return home and face the Wildcats of Edmonson County. And that will actually, we'll return to that neon theme that we had planned for tonight. And we'll have our homecoming dance after that game, after hopefully a win against the Wildcats. So, Caden, how was your broadcasting debut?
Not bad. I didn't talk a whole lot, but, you know.
That's all right. We missed Skylar Tucker tonight. She's my other broadcasting partner, but she couldn't be here tonight, so glad we had Caden with us. And Tigers doing that fight song they do after every win. And for Caden Coombs, I'm Jared Harned. After a 36-25 victory over the Muhlenberg County Mustangs, we are signing off. Thank you.